name is Alan Porter. I'm the owner of Strategic Wealth Strategies. I'm a certified financial fiduciary, and I have people ask me all the time, Alan, what do you think the best retirement platform is? A 401k, an IRA? I said, no, neither one of those. The best tax code approved, tax-free retirement system available today, in my opinion, and my opinion is based off facts, mathematical, scientific, and economic facts, is cash value life insurance if properly structured. Because cash value life insurance not only grows tax deferred, and in some cases, when you set it up correctly for a business plan, it can be a tax deduction, but it grows tax deferred. You get your distributions tax free. It is a tax-free bundle of money from the death benefit for long-term care. And I know this for a fact because my daughter-in-law died at 39 of pancreatic cancer. And she had a terminal illness rider on her insurance policy to let her access a death benefit completely tax-free. I had no idea about this. And that's why I do what I do now, because I started studying insurance products and what they will do for people. But it does not affect the taxation of Social Security. There's only two products that I know that do not affect the taxation of Social Security and the means testing Medicare Part B. And that's your Roth IRA and your Roth 401k. Now, the problem with the Roth products, they're limited by the government. If you make too much money, you can't contribute to a Roth IRA. There's limitations on the 401k. And I think there's a bill in Congress right now to stop that catch-up period of $5,000 to $6,000 extra every year you can put in your IRA or your 401k by the time you turn 50. But I think they're doing away with that. The other thing too is you're tied to the market. So you have stock market risk all the time. Now you may make great gains, but think back to 2000, from 2010 to 2000, from 2000 to 2010, it lost 4%. You put $100,000 in, and now you got $96,000. That's not net of fees. You probably have around $80,000 to $85,000 now. But indexing strategies, you're guaranteed by contract never to have a loss due to a market downturn, because we're not tied to the market. We use indexing strategies to grow the value of our money and our policies. And that's absolutely huge. And when you talk about tax-free retirement, taxes have got to go up. I mean, Congressional Budget Office, I've said this before, last fall stated with a $31 trillion deficit that we had at that time, if we don't raise taxes overall by 66%, they can't pay the interest on the loan amount on the debt by 2030, and the country will go bankrupt. Well, guess what? Our debt's now $32.5 trillion, and they just increased the debt ceiling, and the debt went up another $1 trillion. Something's got to be done. So they're printing more money, causing massive inflation. People living paycheck to paycheck. But here's the other thing too. Cash value life insurance is the only product that will protect you if you live too long through the tax-free policy loan. If you die too soon with a tax-free death benefit, that will protect your family. Or if you get sick with the tax-free long-term care options that you can provide for pennies on the dollar. You cannot do that with a stock portfolio. Now, I'm not against a stock portfolio, but you have to have diversified assets in retirement. And the thing too, with the cash value life insurance policy, you can become your own financial institution. You can go and borrow from yourself instead of the bank for something. I had a friend of mine that he's going to build a new house. And he's got a beautiful lot on a river in Virginia. And he's going to borrow $500,000 from the bank. I told him, I said, why don't you borrow from your insurance policy? He says, what? I said, I told you this before. Borrow from yourself and pay yourself back. He said, oh, this is the greatest plan I've ever seen. I said, I know. People can do it, but they don't do it. They don't know how, because their advisor's not telling them this. Because they say, oh, what's best in the stock portfolio? We have massive gains. We can make better gains for you than the other advisors you had. And then when it comes to retirement, it's not about return on your investment. It's about distribution of your assets. And again, you got a financial vehicle here when you get into retirement that will eliminate the number one risk in retirement. Okay, that's running out of money before you run out of life. It eliminates sequence of returns risk because you're not tied to the market. It eliminates longevity risk because you're going to have income for the rest of your life. And tax-free long-term care options. And what I like about this also, I have doctors all over the United States love this portion of it. You cannot be sued for it in many states. I think it's almost in every state now. And it avoids probate. I mean, the list goes on, but I just want to share this with you right now. And if you have any questions, please give me a call at 910-551-1046 or email me at strategicwealth0@gmail.com. I hope I've piqued your interest in something like this, because guys, it's time to think outside the box of conventional financial planning. I hope you have a great day. Take care.